So we're here with Dr. Korde again, which is fantastic. We're like sucking out as much information as we can. So we're going to be talking about cleansing, really, cleansing and the different ways that Ayurveda thinks about that. So we've got, is it the Panchakarma? Is that the main way of cleansing in Ayurveda, or is that just one of the assets of one of the
Panchakarma
processes?
is the main way of cleansing in Ayurveda.
And what does that involve? Because it's several different things, isn't it?
Yes.
Just one.
Pancha means 5,
Right.
karma are deeds, whatever you do, yeah. So according to the classification, it involves inducing emesis, inducing purgation, 2 forms of enema, and the nose drop or the arine therapy.
Right.
There's another one that is included in Panchakarma that is called as bloodletting or raktamokshan. Yeah.
And so that's with leeches.
Yeah, with leeches or
yeah.
needles we use.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the basic form of Panchakarma. For every Panchakarma, you need to do you need to prepare the body.
So you don't just rock up.
You just don't rock up.
Okay.
Yeah. And the preparation is done by giving in medicated fat, whether it is ghee or oil. It is dependent on the constitution type and the disease type. Normally it is ghee that is used, medicated ghee, in an increasing quantity, that is from 30 mils to about 150 mils or more. The dose is decided initially by understanding the digestive capacities of a person.
Right.
And based on that, we give the ghee in the dose that until the person passes the ghee through his stools and develops an aversion, total aversion towards ghee, you saturate the body with
Oh wow!
ghee.
So this goes on before you even start.
Before you even
so
start.
how long might that?
It takes about 5 days time in order to
5.
preparation.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you are subjected to external massage and a steam bath so that your body is totally saturated with the medicated fat.
Right.
Now fat is used because ghee is, or oil is used because both of them are cell permeable. They allow the medications to enter into the cell.
Okay.
And the toxins from the cellular level are drawn back into the gastrointestinal tract. And once they are drawn into the gastrointestinal tract, because these are the only outlets or inlets that we have, that is the oral cavity and the anal outlet.
Yeah.
So it is only through these 2 inlets and outlets that we can remove toxic material which is
From the
present
body.
within the body.
Can we
outside.
lose much from the skin or not?
No, we cannot remove out from the skin as much. You can only say, because if you look, you are an anatomist and you know, if
Yes.
you look at the architecture of the body, the limbs, extremities, they are compactly arranged. Yeah, you have the skin, under the skin you have the superficial fascia, under the superficial fascia you have the deep fascia, then you have the muscle layer, then the bone layer, and interlaced in between them you have the blood vessels and the nerves which go inside till you have the bone and the bone marrow. So everything is compactly arranged. Any toxic material which enters the extremities is very difficult to remove out unless it is brought via the blood vascular system into the gastrointestinal tract.
Right. So bring it
Yeah,
back into
back
the
into
center.
The gastrointestinal tract is an entire tubular structure, so you can put in or eliminate out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that ghee, so we've
Yes.
gone through the process of getting our body ready for the
that.
Panchakarma.
Yeah. Then for diseases which are above the navel,
Right.
yeah, disease of the chest and the nose and the head and everything, you subject the person to emesis or vomiting. We give medications so that the person vomits out about 15, 16 bouts or 20 bouts depending on the capacity of the person.
Capacity, yeah.
Yeah, until he vomits out bile and
Okay.
the mouth feels bitter
Okay.
in taste.
And so that would be like salt water or that type of thing, would it?
No, we would use licorice water or
Okay.
cane juice or
Yeah.
milk along with extract of a plant called as Randia dementorum.
Right. And is that what triggers the...
Yeah, it's what
that's
that triggers the
it?
vomiting. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The purgation is done using variety of materials again.
Yeah.
Different medications. And the person is 2 days after the ghee, the course of ghee is finished, we subject the person for again a massage and steam baths, and then on the 8th day we subject the person for purgation. He comes in the morning at about 8 o'clock on an empty stomach,
Right.
and medications are given so that he purges out. The purge takes place until he finishes purging the mucous membrane out. So it's like stripping of the entire intestines of its
Okay.
mucous membrane and throwing it out. After that, we tell the person to be on a particular diet. It is rice soup the first day, then it is a thicker form of rice soup, then very thick form of rice, softly cooked rice,
Yeah.
then rice and dal, and then finally you give him rice and dal which is spiced up a little bit, and vegetables. That is almost like normal.
So you
food.
can't just go straight
You just
back,
can't
go
straight
out for your
back.
Chinese the
No,
day
no,
after
no,
or
no,
something
no,
like that.
no, no. So it is almost a serious working for about 15 days.
Wow. And
Yes.
should you be doing anything very physical during that time? I mean, it
No.
sounds like it's quite dramatic for
No,
the body.
it is a dramatic change for the body, so you should be resting your body as much as possible because the body is undergoing a lot of change
Right,
at that time.
right. And so is this something that you would suggest or is suggested that people do like on a regular basis once a year if they don't actually know there's anything wrong with them? Or is it only when you think, oh, you know, I'm having trouble digesting my food or I'm having this sort of thing?
Yeah. Stuart, it's like we clean the house every day.
Right.
Yeah. And then when it's Christmas time or Easter time, you will go to every nook and corner
give it a good old
give it a
scrub.
good old
Yeah.
scrub. Yeah, it's the same way for the body. Yeah, every day you clean the body by washing it externally and using medications or something else to help it. But once a year, you need to go through this cleanse so that the entire body is cleaned up to maintain health. Ayurveda first talks about maintaining health rather than treating the disease.
So, I mean, in the West, there's I was going to say fad, but let's not say that. We don't need to alienate any more people.
Yeah.
there's a trend towards maybe having a colonic or something like that.
Yes.
Is there a point in having, it seems like Ayurveda has a whole system of
Yes.
working through different layers of the body. Is it beneficial to just have one, what seems like one bit of it done like that, the colon cleansed, whereas maybe you haven't removed the toxins from the rest of the body? What is that a good idea, or is it much better to do a whole systemic type of thing?
Our body changes according to the seasons. Yeah, the effect of the seasons or the external environment on the body is seen throughout the year. Yeah. It was winter earlier, now it's springtime, supposedly springtime, it's very hot
Yes,
now.
like
though,
feels
yeah.
like summer, yeah.
It's like summer, yeah. So what changes take place from winter to summer, or winter to spring? Up in the north, where there are the peaks, the mountains melt, the snow on the mountains melt, and the water flows down. So similar situation happens in the body. The accumulated cold that is there in the body or the accumulated water content of the body melts and it comes out. The kapha melts and it comes out. So this is the season wherein people who have asthma or disorders of the chest or disorders of the kapha suffer a lot more. So this is the time when emesis is advised. After a while it is going to rain and vata in the body is going to increase, and that is the time when we do the colonic or we give the enema or the bastis.
Right.
Yeah. After it stops raining, it's the just beginning of autumn wherein the temperatures again rise up a little more, like in September and October, wherein the heat is quite a lot, and that's when the pitta in the body increases, and that is when the purgation is advised. So as a routine to be followed, these 3 seasons are chosen. Yeah, for emesis it is during springtime, early rains for the colonic, and late rains or early autumn is for the pitta or for the purgation.
So depending, on the time of year,
Yeah,
you
for
can
the
have
healthy,
separate bits
yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is for maintaining health. It is
So
for
that-
health maintenance.
Right. So not if you've necessarily got something wrong with you, but if
No.
you feel fine,
Yeah.
but just a spring
Yeah.
cleaning of the
Yes,
body.
yes.
Okay. And so is there, so we do that maybe once a year, a big job,
Yeah.
then a few little smaller cleans
Yes.
throughout the season.
Yeah.
Anything we should be thinking of on a weekly basis? Like, is a fasting a good idea?
Fasting is a very good idea. Yeah, wherein you fast by either drinking lemon juice or water. merely.
So is that the whole day or just one meal? Or
Depends on the capacity of the person again.
Right.
Yeah, for some it is one meal. Some of them do a 24-hour fast by just drinking the juice and
Yeah.
then adding up light food the next day.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so what is that fasting doing for the body?
it allows the organs to derive some rest from the stress of digesting the food material that has gone inside all the while. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like a cleanser.
So it gives it a break, gives
Yes,
things a break.
gives it a break.
Great. And so is there anything I'm missing so far? So we've got the Panchakarma, we've got fasting, we've got the periodic cleanses. Is there anything else? I know we can do things like neti pots and things like that
Yes.
to clean the
Yes,
airways.
Nasya,
and
the
that sort of
airine
thing.
therapy, which we say.
Yeah.
If you look at this part of the body,
Yeah.
anatomically, it has got all the 5 sense organs
Right.
put up together.
Yes.
Right? The eyes, the nose, the tongue, the ears, and the skin as well. Yeah. For the skin entirely, to maintain the skin, we will do the oil rubs.
Right.
I wouldn't call it the massages. I would
Okay,
just
so
say
we're
the
just
oil rub.
applying it.
Apply
Yeah,
oil.
yeah.
Yeah. But what do we do to nurture these sense organs? We never give a thought. How do I nurture my sense organs? According to Ayurveda, at the base over here of the skull, just where the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone is,
Right.
yeah, that's where the olfactory lobes are. And at that base, we have a marma, which is a vital point, which is called as the Shringataka marma.
Right.
Yeah, the Shringataka marma is related to all the 4 sense organs. It is one of those parts. It's a 4 angular part, which is like this much. It is at the base of the brain over there, and it is related to all the 4 sense organs. Yeah, so the nose, the eyes, the ear, and the tongue. So just by merely insufflating your nose with about 2 or 4 drops of oil every day in the morning helps us to maintain the health of all these.
So oil rather than, because when you do neti sometimes,
It's
it's
just
with
water
like
that you
salt
do.
water.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's really removing.
That's really removing mucus out from the
dust and-
sinuses or the dust and
Yeah.
everything else. But if you use oil,
Yeah.
the cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone, you have nerve endings of the olfactory nerves that come out of that. You know that our brain cannot be reached by any and every form of medication. There's a blood-brain
Barrier. Yeah.
right? Now, usage of oil or medicated ghee definitely helps us to nurture the brain and the nervous tissue, because brain is also made up of fat. Yeah. So it helps us to nurture the adipose tissue at that level, and nerves which supply these 4 sense organs need to be nurtured and taken care of. So merely by doing the nose drops, you not only activate the brain or help the brain by providing with small forms of molecular nutrients,
Yeah.
but also help it to maintain the 4 sense organs.
And so is it a particular type of oil? Is it a medicated oil or is it sesame oil or?
If nothing is available, definitely ghee or sesame oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Ghee or sesame oil, or if
But there
not,
are a lot of medications that are available.
right, and
yeah,
it's
which are more beneficial.
than just
Yeah.
straight on oil. And is that, what's that called? That you,
The nasya. It is called
Nasya.
as the nasya.
the nasya.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Thank you so much again, and I think this is the last of our little ones. So if you're seeing this one and only this one, then there's a whole load of other stuff that you could see which we've done before. But thank you so much, Dr.
You're
Korde, for
welcome.
spending your time
Yeah.
with us. It's been
It was
brilliant.
awesome speaking to you as well.
Thanks
Yeah,
so much.
lovely.
Thank you. Ta.